My presentation was about comparing the different sectors and the regulatory answers to disruptive entry, disruptive business models in the various sectors. I think it is very important to follow the fundamental principles of a pro-competitive regulation. That means incentivizing, steering the market, setting the market on track, if you like, towards competition, towards competitive processes, and not distorting the decisions of market players, leaving them to choose to make their investment decisions, to choose the right technology, to look for the demand, and to have their business models. So regulators must be neutral to business models. And in that sense, then regulation, of course, has to adapt, has to be dynamic, so it can factor in changes stemming from new entrants, which normally have a positive effect on competition and therefore go in the direction that regulation aims to achieve. So in the energy sector, we have seen a policy-driven change, a policy-driven disruption, mainly by the integration of renewable energy, which requires a more flexible market compared to former days. In telecoms, we have seen the arrival or technological-driven change with over-the-top players. And in the postal sector, we have seen a lot of electronic substitution, so competition from cross-sector competition and the arrival of new players that change the value chain, such as Amazon, and that requires regulators to go and to look beyond purely postal regulation. So overall, it's important that regulation can adjust and that regulation keeps pace with the dynamic process of a market once it is set into motion, and that it follows in that sense then still the fundamental principles in order to not restrain or constrain the process once it got started.